Good morning, and welcome to what promises to be another insightful, informative, and inspiring day here at Consensus. I want to thank the folks at Consensus for giving me the opportunity to speak with all of you today and share some really exciting news about R3. But before I do that, I want to say how great it is to see so many of you under one roof, that despite difference in opinions and approaches, we all share the same broad belief in the potential of distributed ledger technology. Today is a very significant day for R3. After a very busy few months and learning to survive on very little sleep, I'm proud to announce that the first stages of our Series A funding round have drawn to a close. We have now raised the world's largest ever investment for distributed ledger technology, with over 107 million raised from more than 40 institutions from every corner of the globe. Thank you. That was just our members clapping, I think, but no. So our group of 40+ investors represents an equal geographical split, which was really important to us, across Europe, Asia, and the Americas, and includes many of the world's largest banks, financial institutions, and technology companies. Achieving this unprecedented level of investment would be impressive for any company, let alone one that barely existed 2 years ago. The last 2 years have been some of the most challenging of my entire career, but at the same time, some of the most rewarding and exciting. The progress we have made together with our members in such a short period of time is remarkable and has led up to this very moment. Distributed ledger technology is now officially moving from the drawing board and into the financial markets. And our collaborative network of members is a vehicle for that evolution. Our collaborative model has proven a success, and R3's Corda is firmly en route to becoming the new operating system for global financial services. In R3, we have created a fast-moving financial technology company with an ownership structure which provides for balanced governance, combined with the leadership and stewardship of the best technologists in their respective fields. The complex web of legacy infrastructures and individual front, middle, and back office systems is a prime example of the resulting mess when banks disappear into development silos. The overall cost of maintaining these non-proprietary, non-differentiating legacy infrastructure is massive. And as we all know, there's risk around every corner embedded into those old COBOL and Fortran code that is at the foundation of many of those systems. This is why we came together with an initial group of banks to create R3, at the heart of which lies a collaborative approach to technology development. Now rewind to late 2015 and R3 looked very different. Our small company was made up of 8 finance and technology veterans packed into a borrowed windowless conference room in the back of a New York office. By the way, the air conditioning didn't work either. But we all shared the belief in the potential of distributed ledger technology to overhaul the crumbling, archaic infrastructure banks and other financial institutions currently rely upon. While there were already other players in the space, we were driven from day one by an overriding belief that there was only one of us that combined the critical components for success. And they were multiple decades of Wall Street experience, industry-wide collaboration, innovative, tailor-made technology, and a deep regulatory engagement. We launched that September 2015 with 9 bank members who shared this belief. And within 18 months, we've grown our network to include over 80 banks, clearinghouses, exchanges, market infrastructure providers, asset managers, central banks, conduct regulators, trade associations, professional service firms, and technology companies. We now employ a team of over 120 professionals to support our members across 6 continents, and our work product has been accelerated through the contributions of over 2,000 members, 2,000 individuals from our member firms. These firms have come together not just with unparalleled capital support, but with a robust commitment to work with R3 in developing foundational technology solutions that will be the building blocks of the new financial service infrastructure. This investment is evidence that after decades of being locked into and using bespoke and antiquated systems run by a handful of technology companies charging higher and higher fees, the banks have now said, enough is enough, and have taken matters into their own hands. By investing such a significant sum and contributing additional human capital, the banks are sending a clear signal that they are going to deploy the next generation of financial technology on their own terms. This commitment is rooted in the fact that R3 is the only player in this space that rethought the distributed ledger concept from the bottom up. We're the only people who stopped and asked what made this technology relevant for banks and other financial regulated institutions. We worked through a rigorous process, answered that question, and uncovered a fundamental new approach that promises to massively reduce cost, risk, and duplication. The result of this process is Corda, an open source ledger for recording, managing, and synchronizing financial agreements. Corda is heavily inspired by and captures the benefits of public blockchain systems such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, but with design choices that make it able to meet the needs of regulated financial institutions. Since we open sourced Corda in November of last year, we have seen a massive uptake in the adoption across the world and received a huge amount of constructive, crowdsourced feedback. But rather than me trying to explain to you at great length about Corda, I'm going to let this video do the hard work for me.
A lot's changed since the 1960s. Everyone's connected. Computers run everything, like our banks and financial markets, processing billions of transactions a day. But some things haven't changed. When Bob wants to make a transaction with Alice, they each need people to record the transaction, then validate it, then check what the other side recorded, over and over, each time something changes. That's a lot of people and a lot of work, all just to make sure that, in the end, what Bob sees is what Alice sees. What if there was a simpler way for everybody? Well, now there is. Distributed Ledger Technology, DLT. DLT is about sharing the data to keep people like Bob and Alice in sync, but it's also about making sure no one can change that data for their own agenda. There's a lot of DLT products out there looking to share data on blockchains, which are neat, but problematic. On a blockchain, everybody gets a copy of every transaction. That's a lot of duplicate data, and it's hard to scale to meet the world's needs. There's also privacy to think about. Sure, you can encrypt the data, but usually the only people who should have a copy of a deal between Bob and Alice are Bob and Alice. Now meet Corda, DLT, with a difference. When you make a deal on Corda, your data isn't put into a block with everybody else's. Each deal is individual. On Corda, you can tailor smart contracts for trading anything you can think of, and send data only to those that need to know. Sometimes that's just Bob and Alice. Sometimes you might want to plug in a service just to check the deal's okay. Sometimes a regulator will need to be kept in the loop. With Corda, you're in control. We've built Corda to deal with real business problems in finance and beyond. We've made it easy to integrate using common tools and languages. And yeah, it's open source. We're all really excited about Corda, and we hope you will be too. So why not find out more? Check out our website, talk to our community, and see if Corda can help you.
For some reason, that video never gets old for me. And The gentleman's voice, it's a very, very nice voice, is actually the husband of one of the ladies that works in our office. So not only are our R3 employees incredibly talented, but so are their spouses. So while Corda is undoubtedly our crowning glory, we've achieved many significant milestones over the past 2 years, including running and completing over 50 successful projects with our members across multiple use cases and asset classes in the R3 lab, a global regulatory tour in which we met with the key regulators in every jurisdiction in which our members are domiciled, winning a contract with our partners to develop the DTCC's DLT solution for post-trade derivatives, partnering with the MAS of Singapore to open the Asian Blockchain Center of Excellence. We developed a proof of concept for a shared KYC service using DLT with 10 global banks. We've run a number of projects and have become a thought leader on central bank digital currencies, working very closely with some of the world's largest central banks. We've partnered with Calypso to develop post-trade applications built on Corda. And we've published thought-provoking white papers, compelling research, and hosted numerous summits and events, some of which have fundamentally reshaped the way people think about DLT. The funds we have now raised will help to accelerate technology development and grow our strategic partnerships for product deployment. We will continue to focus on Corda and our infrastructure network, which will have vast support of a range of partner-built financial applications that interoperate seamlessly with each other, as well as with existing systems and networks. R3 was always intended to be a collaborative effort built and owned by its members. We recognized the network effect and stickiness of this technology early on and pioneered a collaborative, open-sourced, industry-owned model rather than simply replicating the closed proprietary efforts that spawned legacy systems that banks are locked into using today. This investment gives our members the ability to shape their own future. The industry has voted with its feet and its wallet and has come together at R3. But there's little time for celebration in an industry that moves as fast as fintech. The third and final tranche of our Series A round, which opens later this year, will be accessible to R3 members and, for the very first time, non-R3 institutional investors, further growing our network and positioning R3 and Corda as the platform for the DLT infrastructure of tomorrow. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of the day.